Hi, this video is about poor person comparison of actual usage of something in the real world. That means if you have preconceived notions, opinions, or biases, you're going to have a bad time on my channel today, and that's good because pain and whining and screaming and gnashing of teeth is stupidity leaving the brain. So here we go. We're going to bring up first the $130 cheapest two-cycle generator. It holds a little over a gallon, runs 900 watts continuously for 6 hours. There'll be a reason I bring that up. And at the current year prices, which is $464 instead of what was $3.10 January in 2026. Yes, this was entirely caused by someone. For the first time in history, a lot of you jackasses and jackholes that keep screaming it's the president's fault would be accurate if you were actually screaming at the correct group. But anyway, that $130 two-cycle generator that holds a little over a gallon, but you're just going to put 1 gallon in it because you don't want it being tanked fully up. But it can hold more than 1 gallon if you just add a feeder tube. It'll run 900 watts for 6 hours, not 8. And at $4.64 per gallon, that's actually a low price in the area. I didn't want to be too mean about it. That would cost $4.87 to produce the amount that we're calculating, and that's if we had 0% losses, 5.4 kilowatt hours, or it's a 90 cents per kilowatt hour generator, or 1.1 kilowatt hour per dollar. Okay, 1,000 watt hours is, it's a little over. If you actually could get that out, it would be over a horsepower, but you're going to get 1 horsepower per dollar hour. So if you need 100 horsepower, you're going to take $100 to do 100 horsepower for 1 hour drive. And if you do a lower horsepower usage, you get longer drive times. But it goes from 1 hour to 2 hours maybe. Okay, now let's go on. Now that's from a generator that's a two-cycle. Two-cycle generators are not the best, but this is, I'm poor and I need to charge up my electric scooter. Let's move on. Versus wall power. This is the delivered dollars per watt or watts per dollars. 17 cents per kilowatt hour if you pay through the wall using energy costs, and I'm using the state of Oregon in general. Per kilowatt hour, 17 cents versus $90. That means your breaking point is how efficient the generator is. Okay? Now we're going to use a specific use scenario. Now, again, some of you aren't yet screaming. Well, where's the politics? Where can I yell but her emails about Hillary? Here we go. The cheapest car I could find within hundreds of miles of here. I just picked lowest cost. I don't care about range. I was looking for the cheapest car. I did a video about this a while ago where trying to get an honest answer out of car salespeople involves fighting a user interface that doesn't want to tell you what the cheapest car available is, period, full stop. And if you're not aware of it, back in my day, man, yelling at Cloudflare, you could get a car for a couple $100. It was a jalopy that would kind of work and just repair the damn thing. These days, if you don't have all of the knowledge of the subject, meaning you would probably have to have a job where you could easily just pay for a car, because most mechanics are still, even though they're underpaid as hell, are earning enough of a living to be able to get a car. That's a very bare minimum. They don't get paid more than that. And they're paid like contract workers instead of real workers, which is an insult and honestly should make you very worried and very understanding of why your shit isn't getting fixed. But anyway, $2,000 was the cheapest actual car. One of them was being sold, and it was literally a car with no engine in it, but it still said how many horsepower it had. The engine's been ripped out, so that was false advertising. But the next one up was around $2,000. I picked 2 of them. The cheapest one of all of them was an electric car. So I picked the next one that was gasoline based, and it was almost exactly $2,000. a 1997 Ford Taurus, 145 horsepower, 22 miles per gallon, and it's the Taurus GL. That's all the data we need. It's 22 miles per gallon. Okay, that's our baseline. Meanwhile, the two-cycle generator lurking in the distance. Now let's go on to the Nissan LEAF S. 107 horsepower, 75-mile range into its battery pack that's rated at 24 kilowatt hour capacity when brand new. Okay, and replacements are $4,000, but you only have to do them every couple of dozen years. I mean, this one may still be good. It uses 8 hours to charge at 240 volts. Now, I'm not assuming 100% efficiency, so I'm assuming a 50% loss. I'm being mean to this thing. I'm assuming 50 kilowatt hours. The cost of it would be around $8.50 wall power for 75 miles, or the equivalent to 8.82 miles per dollar. Now, now that you have the dollars per mile and miles per dollar, this works out a very useful way. Now we'll take our cost, again, $8.50 for 75 miles. $8.50 is almost the same thing as doubling. It's a little bit, it's less than doubling the gallon cost. So it's around 2 gallons almost. It's 1.8 gallons of gas equivalent to get 75 miles. That would be the equivalent to a 41 miles per gallon vehicle in 2026. And that's me being mean about it, assuming it has a massive amount of loss for charging the battery, which it may not. I couldn't find any efficiency numbers on it, so I'm assuming 2-to-1 failure. It's 24 kilowatts. I'm assuming it's getting less than 50% of electricity actually dumped into the battery. That's just probably not true, which means per cost, we would get a lot more than the equivalent to 41 miles per gallon. That would mean that it's essentially double what a 1997 Ford Taurus GL with 22 miles per gallon has at 145 horsepower. This is pretty close to the equivalency here that I was looking for. Not for the horsepower or anything. How much it costs? For $2,000 these days, you can get a vehicle that works at all. Complexity. You can bypass any computer in a car if it's old enough. This one is 2013. And in a car, you can bypass any safety check, so you can force fuck the thing into driving in case you're stuck out in the middle of nowhere and all you got is bad gas. You can force it to work, and a 1997 Ford Taurus GL sounds about right. I found Ford Explorers on another page. Even easier to bypass. And you can just build them in by fooling the sensors and forcing the engine to work until it dies deader than dog shit because you need to get out of a desert or whatever. These bypasses are needed. Once the warranty's over with, you don't worry about the warranty. You worry about, can I get home? Can I make it work? Can I force it into extremely high efficiency mode, which means I'm going 30 miles an hour, I'm over the fog line, but I can get home because I have virtually no fuel left. Or on the electrical end of it, you find out its sweet spot for efficiency, which is going to be slow, about 25 miles an hour to 30 miles an hour. And if you're not aware of it, it only costs, to go highway speed, 24 horsepower. So at 1/4 of the wattage output this thing has at peak, you could maintain 60 mile an hour on the road. That's how they base it. It's 55 or 50, excuse me, not 55. It's slightly under speed limit in most areas. So what am I going at here? As of now, simply because the cost of gasoline is so high, Donald Trump has done the one thing you don't want to do if you want to prove that electric vehicles are not viable. Make it cheaper to drive a $2,000 electric car than a $2,000 fucking gas vehicle. The gas vehicle will be 22 miles per gallon, period, full stop, and this one's at least double. And again, I was being deliberately mean to it. Now let's go back to using the generator, because you can dump fuel into it. Per kilowatt hour, 90 cents per kilowatt hour. That means you're going to spend, because of the math here, for the energy usage. That's like, okay, 16, 32, 64, 128. It's not quite 8. It's more like 7 times as expensive. Okay, 6 times, whatever. We'll say 6 times. We'll say it's 6 times as expensive to run it off of the gasoline generator. That's a 1 cubic foot thing that holds a gallon of fuel on top, or it's a couple of cubic feet. I'll leave a link to it. I found a couple of places for it. And it's $130, and you throw fuel at it. And just keep pouring fuel in it to charge it. And it can put out 900 watts. The wall current limit on most 220 lines, which is what the Nissan LEAF wants, is a lot higher than what would put out 900 watts per leg at 120. So you'd get 2 of them and or just run it longer. Run it as soon as you get home for a lot more than 8 hours. It's doable. But anyway, the energy output from the thing, it's putting out 900 watts, 1200 at peak. So it's almost like wall current. And yeah, it's half the 220 line, and it's going to take, we're going to assume at that point it's going to take a lot more than 6 hours. So let's say 12 hours and you run 2 of them. Because you can run 2 of them on each leg and just run them through a sink. Don't ask me why I know that. So, at that cost, could you generate enough power through the gasoline engine? Again, it's 90 cents per kilowatt hour for the generator. 90 cents. In a pinch, you could do that with gasoline. But that means gasoline would have to be massively cheaper. So again, there's no gasoline involved in a actual, I am poor and I need to get from A to B. And I'm not even looking at the grocery getters I was looking for. I was looking for literally a 1970 station wagon. Even gutted at this point, it would be an improvement. But this is enough. I would never consider an electric vehicle unless I built it. Because I build electric vehicles. I can build a drag racer. Are they practical? No. Unless you throw an ass ton of batteries in here. The LEAF battery, this one, costs $4,000. And this thing comes with a $4,000 battery. It's obviously depreciated, and they're assuming it's not going to work. But the worst case scenario, if the damn thing actually rolls off the lot, because electric batteries and systems are just simply a lot more reliable than you might think, this thing likely will need a $4,000 upgrade on a $2,000 vehicle in a year. That's $6,000 you're out to be able to beat the energy crisis we've created for ourselves because we elected the Mad King. No, it's not anything other than Donald Trump's fault. Stop it. Just stop being... This is something I've actually been telling people recently on the internet in comment sections, like a lot of people do. But let's get to the point here. Stop trying to win a fucking argument. Okay. The Hindenburg is on fire and falling. We're sinking. Stop playing music as we go down to the ship. The Edsel was a failure, and the Tesla's worse. Donald Trump caused this, and he was engineered to do it. Every time he's touched everything, it's to destroy everything in America. Somebody's got a lot of dirt on him, and they're in another country. And it doesn't happen to be Iran right now. So, stop trying to win an argument where you're basically propping up somebody who doesn't give a shit about you and is ruining your world. And yeah, as of now, it's cheaper in every way to get an electric vehicle. Something a lot of you claimed couldn't possibly be real. It's only got 75-mile range. Plug it into a charger at the other end and leave it there. You can find charger stations. The charger conversion for the LEAF is another couple $100. All it does is make it to where you can plug it into something else. It's still cheaper. Final thoughts. Only an energy crisis would make somebody create the Ford EV, or General Motors EV, that they scrapped, that all of you have a conspiracy theory about because it was just too good. And that was gel cell batteries, guys. That was lead acid. This shit is actually real right now. It's $2,000, and maybe you buy a generator, or maybe you just hook up to a 220 line and stay on grid and be done with it. And it doesn't have any extra doohickeys in it that track you like every other new car. And yes, you can change out all the electronics. It's virtually open source, and you can get new batteries for it because people just sell off-brand ones and be done with it. You just reset the errors and go on with your life. And it has airbags, and the Ford one doesn't. Stay in denial, keep trying to win your arguments, or move on and adapt and survive. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Get a link with that? You'll need